Right, wow, a maths paper, this looks fun. Okay, name, I know that one. I'm going to put that down there. Better put Mr. in case they don't know who I am. Okay. Right, first question. Circle the number that's not a multiple of 6. Okay, so it's going to be in the 6 times table. That is 4 times 6, 76. Well, what, 10 times 6 would be 60. So that would leave me with 16. 16 to 16 divided by 6. Not exactly, no. So that one must not be my multiple of 6. Circle the number, so it's only asking one number. Lovely. Right, next one. Which symbol makes the statement correct? So I've got an equal sign to mean they're the same. This means this side is smaller than this. This means this side is bigger than this, and this means this side is bigger or equal to whatever numbers on the side. So that doesn't have anything in the first decimal place. Whereas that has got 5 tenths in it. That's got no tenths. So this is the bigger number. So I want the bigger side of the inequality to be on that side. Lovely. Okay, next one. Solve the equation. X minus 7 equals 56. Well, I've got to do the opposite of minusing 7. So I need to add 7 to that side, add 7 to that side. 56 add 7 would give me X equals 50, not 50, 63. So it must be that one there. Okay, good stuff. Right, well, now I can expression, so circle that. That means 2 times y squared. Y squared is y times itself. So I've got 2 times y times y. There's my answer. Okay, a bar chart. We've got frequency down that side, we've got the categories there. Show the information given, use the key given. So here's the key. One circle represents 2 students, so half a circle, like that must be 1 student. Okay, now there are 3 marks for showing the information on the pictogram, and there's 4 columns. Okay, so I must have to get everything right to get all 3 marks. First one, 8 is the frequency. 8 divided by 2 is 4, so I want to draw 4 circles in the bus. Car, 7, so 3 circles will give me 6, and then I want half a 1. Okay, the train is just 1, so that'll be just half a 1, and walking, that'll be 2 circles, because 2 2's make 4. Next one, work out 3/5 of 200. Well, I've been telling you guys all along that every fraction in the world is a divide on the bottom and times by top. So this must be a divide by 5 times by 3. Okay, so I'm going to do 200 divided by 5. Okay, if you don't know this, think about how many 5s go into 100. You know that in 100, 100 divided by 5 would be 20, so 200 must be 40. I'm going to do 3 times 40, because it's times on the top. 3 40s are 120. Okay, that means that there must be 2/5 left. 2/5 would be 80. 80 and 120 make the 200 that is originally there. So my answer there is 2, not 200. So I made a mistake, put a line straight through it. My answer is 120. Really important that you make it clear to the examiner that you cross out anything that you don't want him to mark. Okay. 6. Work out 25.8 plus 12.6 divided by 2. Okay, so division by 2. This question is stressing my bid mass. I've got to do that divide before I do the add. So I'm going to do 12.6 divided by 2. Non-calculator paper. So going to have it quite easily. Half of 0.6 would be 0.3, half of 12 would be 6, so it must be 6.3. So then I just need to do 25.8, add 6.3, line my decimal points up to make sure I've got nothing in the wrong place, show I'm doing an add, 3 and 8 make 11, bring the 1 over, 5 and 6 make 11, plus 1 makes 12, bring the 1 over, okay, so I get 32.1. Okay, some more algebra simplification. Simplify 7a plus 5b plus 3a minus 2b. So it's the minus 2b that I'm interested in because that's a negative. I don't particularly like negatives. I've got a positive 5b. So I've got 7a plus 3a, they're the like terms, that makes 10a. And I've got 5b minus 2b, that makes 3b. So my answer is 10a and 3b. Now that 3b is positive, so I'm going to put a plus in there. Right, we've just been doing this recently in lessons. So a bag contains red and blue counters in the ratio 3 to 5. What fraction of the counters is red? So 3 plus 5 makes 8. Okay. Bag contains red and blue, so that must be the red, that must be the blue. So 3 out of the 8 are red, 5 out of the 8 are blue. So what fraction are red? Well, the fraction that are red must be 3/8. Over here we've got some function machines, or a number machine as they're calling it here. Work out the output when the input is 12. So input, that means I'm putting 12 in here. So I've got to do 12 times 5, which is 60. And then I've got to do 60 take away 3, which is 57. So my answer is 57. Nice easy mark. Work out the input when the output is 27. Okay, so it's saying that 27 is coming out here. I've actually got to work it out going backwards. So the opposite would be add 3, divide by 5. And that will give me the input. So 27 plus 3 is 30. 30 divided by 5 is 6. So my answer is 6. Last one. Write y as an expression in terms of x. There's the bell for the end of the day, but I've started, so I'll finish. So x is in terms of x, so what happens to x? Well, x gets times by 5, so that must be 5x, and then we take away 3 and we get y. So we've got an expression for y in terms of x. I can write y equals 5x minus 3. Okay, next page. Question 10. In a quiz, teams are asked 20 questions. They score 3 points for a correct answer, no points for not answering, and minus 2 for incorrect. Team A has these results: 12 correct, 5 not attempted, 3 incorrect. Work out the total number of points Team A scores, 2 marks. Well, that must be nothing, so 5 times nothing. That must be 12 times 3, and that must be 3 times minus 2. So 12 times 3 is 36. Nothing, not going to bother working anything out for that. 3 times minus 2 is minus 6. 30 minus 6. Sorry, 36 minus 6 is 30. Team B answers 16 out of the 20 questions correctly. Clever chaps. Work out the percentage that they work out correctly. So 16 out of 20. There's a couple of ways I can do this. If I wanted a percentage, I know it needs to be out of 100. Okay, so what would I need to do there? I'd need to times that by 5. So I'm going to times the top by 5 as well. 10 times 5 is 50, 6 times 5 is 30, 50 and 60 make 80. So it's 80 out of 100, which is 80%. I could, of course, have gone 16 over 20. Okay, 4 goes into both of them, so 4 goes into there 4 times, it's the same as 4/5. 4/5 is 0.8, times that by 100 to get 80. Either way, I get 80. Okay. 10C. Okay, 10C. After 17 questions, Team C has got 35 points. After 20 questions, Team C has got 34 points. How many of the last 3 questions answered correctly, incorrectly, not attempted, or answered incorrectly? Right, so their score has gone down by 1, minus 1. So they must have got some combination of that to get minus 1. So 3 points for a correct answer. Okay, so they must have got that. What happens if they got all three wrong? If they got all three wrong, okay, if they got all three wrong, they would have got -3, so it can't be that. They could have answered, oh, it's -2 for an incorrect answer, so they can't have just not answered 1. So what they must have done is they must have answered something correctly and then some not correctly. So how can I make -1 out of 3 and some -2? So 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 minus 2 is -1. Okay, so that'd work, wouldn't it? So -2, when you get -2 is for answering it incorrect, so it must be 2 incorrect, 1 correct and 0 not attempted. That'd work. Okay, sequences. I've done this at the start of the year, so here are the first 3 patterns. Circle the expression for the number of black squares in pattern N. So it's the black ones I'm interested in, so there's 4, 6 and 8. That's going up in 2s, so it must be to do with the 2 times table, so whatever the n number is being times by 2. So that'll go 2, 4, 6. What do I need to do each time? Each time I've got to add 2, so it must be 2n add 2. That sequence is 2n plus 2. That's that one there. Will the number of black squares always be even? Tick a box. Well, if we're timesing by 2 and adding 2, timesing by 2 is always going to give us an even number, and adding 2 is always going to be even, so yes. Okay, give a reason for your answer. Right, multiplying multiples of 2 are even, and you add an even number to it. Even plus even equals even. Lovely. Right. Next one. We've got 82 children visiting a sports centre. 50 of the children can swim. At least 1 adult is needed for every 12 children who swim. The other 32 children dance. At least 1 adult is needed for every 15 children who dance. Work out the minimum number of adults needed for the children. Okay, so we've got 82 going, 50 that are going to swim. Okay, so if we've got 50, we're going to divide that by 12. Okay, so 4 times 12 is 48. So yeah, I'm going to need 5 adults for there, because that's not quite enough to make the 50. So I'm going to need 5 adults for swimming. 32 children can dance, so 32 divided by 15. It's going to go in, well, 2 times 15 is 30. So I'm going to need 3 adults there. 3 plus 5 equals 8. Answer is 8 adults. Easy 4 marks, that one. Okay, so work out the value of x. 4x and 2x is what we've got, so add those together. I know that all together there's 180 degrees in that triangle. That must be 90 degrees. Okay, so the 180 degrees equals 6x plus the 90. So take the 90 away, so 90 must equal 6x. So 90 over 6 equals x. 10 6 is a 60. And 30 left over. 30 divided by 6 is 5. So x must be 15 degrees. Hopefully you can all see that. Okay. Next one. The sum, so that means add, of two square numbers, so we're talking square numbers, add up is 180. What are these two square numbers? Okay, so let's think of some square numbers. Well, I've got 1, 4, 16, 4. It's quite big, isn't it? So I'm going to probably need something that's quite a big number. What else have we got? 9 is a square number, we've missed that one out there. 25, 36. Now you're actually supposed to know all the way up to 15 times 15 for your exam. So 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, 169, 196 and 225. So I'm looking for a pair that are going to add up to 180. Right, what about those two? 36 add 144 equals 180. So the answers are 36 and 144. Okay. Right. Kim says, does she, the sum of two different square numbers is always even. Is she correct? Write down a calculation to support your answer. So I'm going to use my numbers that I've written out up here already to help me out on this. Okay, so there's some there. If I did 1 plus 4, that would be odd, so it can't always be even. So if I did 1 plus 4 equals 5, there's a calculation that would not be even. I could do 4 plus 9. 4 plus 9 would be 13. There you go, I've given you 2. Okay, next one, question 15. A piano competition takes place every 3 years, a violin competition every 4 years. Both competitions took back in 2009. In which of these years did a violin competition take place? Circle your answer. Okay, so we've got to be going back in multiples of 4. So there's 2009. I've got my dates there. So if I took off 20 years, 20 years would be 4 times 5, wasn't it? So that would be 5 competitions ago. So 5 competitions ago would have been back in, not in 2009, it would be 2000, so it would be 1989. Okay, so 1989, if I add 4 on to 1989, 1989 plus 4 would be 1993. So the answer must be 1993. Okay. When is the next year that both competitions will take place? Okay, so this is a lowest common multiple question. Lowest common multiple of 3 and 4 is 12. So that's going to be in 12 years' time. So I'm going to do 12 added to 2009. Okay, so that's going to give me 2021. So the answer is 2021. Okay. In a leap year, the number of my balances is divisible by 4. For example, 1996 and 2004 were leap years because 96 and 04 are divisible by 4 can never take place in a leap year. Okay, so this is to do with multiples of 4, okay, and the starting year. So if we're starting in 2009 and we're adding a multiple of 4, okay, that's always going to be odd, okay, so that can never be a leap year because it's always 2004 plus, I should really say a not 4, I should say a multiple of 4 will always be odd. There are the staples. We've made it past the staples with no mistake. Things are likely to get a little bit harder now. Let's take a little break.